Your first goal in the first year should really be getting clients and getting clients results. Even if I'm on a deathbed, right, I'm still not gonna cancel that tool. How much does it really cost to be a business coach? So there's so many people out there that want to become a coach, but then when it comes to tools, business expenses, a lot of people just chicken out. So in this video, I'm going to actually break down all the costs that I have personally invested into, start and grow my coaching business and eventually scale over to an agency kind of business that I'm growing in 2021. So keep on watching. My name is Julia Nastrovska from julianastrovska.com, and this is the best place for coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs who want to grow their business using organic growth strategies on social media with no paid advertising. So let's dive right into this. So what you're going to learn in this video is all the tools, and this is actually an updated version because I used to use different set of tools when I was first starting out, but I will share with you kind of like an expanded version of what it really took to grow a business and the tools that I'm using right now in 2021, not the outdated old ones that I used to use. So let's get right into this. And by the way, if you do enjoy all the content about social media, coaching, entrepreneurship, growing a business, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell sign to get notified when I publish new content, which is multiple times every single week. So let's get right into the tools. So when I first started as a business coach, I actually took a certification program that I was offered at the time back in 2016. I know a really long time ago, at the time I really wanted to do something else other than a network marketing business that fell apart. The company that I was in at that year shut down. So I was kind of, trying to figure out what the heck I was going to do with my business and, how I could add an additional income stream to my personal brand without, being one of those scammy, sleazy, salesy coaches that doesn't have any kind of experience. So perfect opportunity came up to me at the time, and I did invest $5,000 into that particular certification program, and that involved basically, me being a coach for the company, and they were giving me clients, and I coached, over the course of a couple of years, dozens and dozens of clients. I probably worked with about, 30, 40 clients at the time, maybe less, maybe more. So that was the initial investment. Now, let me just say, do you really need to invest that much money into a certification program? Not really. So your experience and your, proof of results is always going to be way better than some sort of certification program. At the time, I was 21 years old, so I really didn't know much about what I was doing. I already had the initial success in network marketing. I had the initial success in affiliate marketing. I believe at that year, that was the year when I launched my very first digital program where I was actually teaching paid advertising, as funny as it is, right? So that was the initial investment that I have made into specifically my coaching business. Now, prior to that, and over the last couple of years, right now it is 2021, so I have invested in different courses, programs, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, all kinds of experiences, events, live events. We've actually gone to live events prior to the kind of world we live in right now, and I don't know the exact number that I invested, but it's well over upwards, $40,000 between all the different programs. That doesn't even include the $5,000 investment that I have already mentioned. So that's kind of, something I've done. Now, do you really need to do all of that I've done? Not really, but keep in mind, I started in the business. I started in network marketing first at the age of 18, and then I became a coach at the age of 21, and then kind of went on from there. So I really needed a lot of education, and me being, Russian, it took me a lot of trial and error to really get used to even using English as a language. So if you are not a native English speaker, you probably know what I'm talking about. So these were like the key costs that really took my business to the next level, and I continue to invest in different programs, coaching programs, all kinds of different things. But I do want to say that the best investment that you're ever going to make is always going to be in yourself, whether that's going to be courses or hiring assistants, outsourcing, delegating, all that kind of stuff. Now, so the big investment that I have made, and I want to say not necessarily big financial investment, it was big mental investment in my business as well. That was back in 2018 when I decided to incorporate my business and actually start, treating it like a business. So I incorporated, and the cost that I paid, it was around $350 at the time. I received all my, incorporation documents. I set up business bank accounts and stuff like that. So that was the initial, investment as incorporating and actually, like I said, treating my business seriously. Now, the second thing, company maintenance that I pay every single year is around $450. So it is going to differ depending where you're at, whether which country you're at, which state you're at. So I'm not going to go into all the details. That's just what I pay personally. So, and some costs do vary, every single year. And obviously there's taxes on, on top of all of that, like regular taxes. So that's the big investment. Now, I know there's going to be this question, hey, do I really need to incorporate my business year one when I'm just starting out? The answer is no. So you really do not need to be doing all of that. You can treat your business as a self-employed, self-proprietary. Your first goal in the first year should really be getting clients and getting clients results, right? That's really it. Get the revenue up first before you incorporate and have all the extra costs and all the extra stress and, headaches. Just focus on getting clients first. You can always incorporate later. Now, let's get right into the tools that I actually use to run my business right now. So some of them have actually changed over the last, I would say, 3-4 months. I switched a lot of different tools that I used to use to the current ones. So the month of December and January, I really spent moving my entire business from, 3-4 platforms to one platform. And the one platform that I use right now is called Builderall. And that basically replaced ClickFunnels. It replaced, affiliate systems like Kajabi or even ClickFunnels. It replaced Aweber. Although I still recommend using Aweber if you're just getting started. It also replaced Calendly that I used to pay, so it replaced webinar softwares and all kinds of different other things. So Builderall is basically like an all-in-one solution. So all of my sales pages are there, all of my capture pages are there, all of my, my email list is there as well. And the good thing about Builderall, the reason why I switched, first of all, it saves me literally at least $400 or $500 per month of business expenses. So for me, that has been huge. I used to pay, $100 for ClickFunnels, $30 for Aweber, $10 for Calendly, or $20 or $15, I can't remember what it was. So it all kind of does add up, between. And if you want to have, a webinar software, that's another $400 a year at least, right? So it did replace a lot of things for me personally. So, and it does so much more than just funnels, so I personally do love it. And the best part is you're not really limited on the number of subscribers you're gonna have, because the bigger your email list grows, the bigger your cost for an autoresponder is going to be. And if you do have 20-30,000 people on your email list, expect to pay at least $150 per month just for email marketing. So keep that in mind. Now, how much am I paying for Builderall? For me, it is $69 a month. So I enrolled when they had a little promotion. I don't know if they have it right now during the time, but I believe the price right now is $99 per month. And you get like a whole, 9 yards when it comes to growing your business. So I will leave a link for you down below so you can check it out, see if that's a good fit for yourself, but it definitely was a good fit for me. So if you want me to record some more videos about that, let me know down below into the comment section. I'll be more than happy to share with you kind of the before and after, like what I was doing in ClickFunnels and, me building funnels in Builderall right now. Now, the second tool that I use literally on a daily basis in my business right now, especially within my social media agency and for my coaching business as well. So it is called Honeybook. So you might have heard about it. I've seen so many ads of theirs. And at the end of the day, I just made, I just pulled the trigger and signed up. So basically what Honeybook does is essentially it is a customer relationship management tool. So you're able to send contracts, you're able to send proposals, you're able to invoice people, although that feature is just for Americans. You need to have a social security number in order to use their payment system. So for me, that's not always ideal. Now, the second thing that you can also do is you can have your, booking systems. People can book a spot in your calendar. And it's kind of like an all-in-one solution, and I personally love it. You can have all kinds of templates, you can have basically your entire workflow from generating a lead to then signing them as a client, and it's all in one solution. Now, the cost of that, I actually signed up with, I believe it was a 7-day trial that they gave me, and then after that they had a little promotion that was like $1 for 6 months. So basically you pay $1 over the course of 6 months, and that's one of their like COVID relief programs. I'm not sure if they have it still, but I will leave a link for you down below if it is still available. So it is going to be an affiliate link, just FYI. I do make a small commission out of that. So, but HoneyBook is great. I would definitely, advise you to check it out. I wanted to sign up with Dubsado because so many people suggest that as well, but I don't know, for me it was such a big learning curve when I was watching videos about Dubsado. And the key difference between Dubsado and HoneyBook is the fact that HoneyBook does have an app, which is quite handy whenever you are on the go. So you can review your client proposals, you can review whether clients received or declined your offers and things like that. So that's kind of the big difference. Now, what's the price after the $1 promotion? The cost is $40 per month, but to me, it's honestly worth it because all the customer relationship managers cost around the same. I believe Dubsado is like $35 a month or $350 per year. HoneyBook is $40, and then all the other tools range within the same price point. So it definitely does get the job done. You can sign all the contracts, like I said, and do everything when it comes to client acquisition, client signing, and just overall delivering a really good workflow and experience for your clients. And my clients love it. It's always so simple for all of us, and you can set up all sorts of automations and basically take off as much work off your shoulders as you can. Because personally, I used to use Google Forms, I used to use Wufoo Forms, I used to use all kinds of different things, and it just never really delivered a good experience. Google Forms don't really send you notifications when somebody sends you when somebody fills out a form. Then Wufoo was kind of like not really looking pretty, you know what I mean? I do like to have aesthetically pleasing, things on my websites and within my, kind of like brand. So HoneyBook really did sell me on that. Now, there used to be another tool that I used to use, which I'm still going to recommend that because for a lot of you, it's really about just getting the job done. So if you want either client experience, or if you're just starting out and you're like, I really don't want to use HoneyBook, I don't want to deal with any of that, although HoneyBook is a completely separate tool and it does a really different thing compared to what I'm about to share with you. But one of my favorite tools has always been Trello. That's something that I have started with. And, a lot of times I still log in, kind of go back and forth because I still have a lot of things saved there. I just no longer use it actively. Like, I don't really add any new boards. I don't really do none of that. So I did actually tutorials right here and right here that you can check out. So just FYI, there is, so much goodness inside of Trello. So if you're just starting out, and you're just a solo person, you can definitely use that. Now, I will say the reason why I switched, I will have like a whole separate video kind of showing you where I switched. But to me, there have been certain features that they started limiting. It started as a cool free tool, and then obviously as a company, I understand that they started to realize, okay, so we actually have to monetize it better. We have to create different business plans and actually charge people a subscription fee, in order to, remain in business. So I totally get that. But to me, there were certain features that I wasn't really enjoying. So one of them was, it was kind of challenging to set up a board without actually having a team. So it was kind of weird. I was like, I really just want to set up a board for myself. So now I have to choose a team. So if you do have your, assistants there, if you already have assistants in your business and you want to set up a private board, you basically just want to set up another, Trello account and just use something for yourself. So that was kind of like a big, downside for me. Now, I will say Trello also does get kind of pricey when you start adding more people and when you start using more features. And within Trello, like, the big downside for me has been the fact that you can't really set up a whole lot of automations unless you use their power-ups. And if you do want to use more power-ups, you have to pay for, a paid subscription and for your team. So, and to me, Trello just hasn't been doing the thing that I wanted to do. So I will get into more details in another video. Don't want to take too much time here. But yeah, I did switch over to a different tool called ClickUp. So I will leave a link for you down below. You can use a free account and I'm sure it's going to be enough for you. I actually paid for it. I think I paid like $30 or $40 for the full year. The reason why I did that is because I just wanted to force myself to actually using it, because ClickUp did have a learning experience for me. And still, like, I'm still learning it. I'm still not comfortable enough teaching it. So, you know, depending where you're, when you're watching this, maybe there's already going to be some tutorials that I publish. Maybe there's going to be, you know, some trainings that I'm going to like drop. So, but for now, I'm not really super comfortable teaching it. There are certain things that I like and don't like. But ClickUp has been amazing because of automations, because you can incorporate your team better, because there's better, you know, automations and flows and workflows. And there's just so much more that you can do with ClickUp that you really cannot do within Trello. At least, you know, on a free account on Trello, you really cannot do much, right? So on ClickUp, I feel like even in a free account, you can do so many different things. So I would just recommend to sign up for it and play with it. You can use it for your content calendars, you can use it for your clients, you can use it for, you know, all sorts of automations, all sort of, you know, SOPs, you know, standard operating procedures and things like that. So keep that in mind. So ClickUp actually does have a better pricing system as well than Trello. You can add multiple team members or like guests, like they call them. So my video editor is actually a guest within my account. And I believe that it does just enough. Like, she doesn't even need to have a paid account to access the features that we really need. Now, one of my other favorite tools that I use literally daily, and I told my friends that even if I'm on a deathbed, right, I'm still not gonna cancel that tool, which is called Canva. So I literally use Canva for everything. I'm logged into Canva every single day. It's $13 a month or like $12.95. And, you know, I used to use the free version, but then eventually I upgraded because it just gives you so many freaking amazing tools that you just cannot live without. So I make my YouTube thumbnails in Canva, I make all my presentations in Canva, I make all of my, you know, graphics, my Instagram graphics in Canva. All my client work is also getting done in Canva. So, you know, for my social media clients for whom I manage their content, that's done in Trello. So in Canva. So just sign up and don't overthink it. It's literally one of the best investments that you're ever gonna have in your business. Now, there is also another expense that I personally have that you may not need in the very beginning, is to have your own branded website, right? So, you know, when you're just starting out, you really don't even need to have that. You, like I said, you have to focus on the client acquisition first before you start getting fans. You know, at least get your first 3 clients before you set up a website, do all the complicated things. I would much rather you have a Honeybook account and, you know, have that for $1 so you're able to charge people, and then start doing all of this other stuff, right? In order for me to run my website, so I do have a domain, I do have a hosting account, and I do have, you know, themes and plugins and some extra things that I use in order to make the whole website pretty. So domains, I always get them on Namecheap, so they are like $9 per year per domain. So, and I do have like a couple domains. So one obviously for my website. And now, obviously, I do have website hosting. So there's 2 hosting companies that I do recommend. Number one is Bluehost. Generally, I get all my clients connected with, you know, Bluehost. And then the second one that I use on my website is called Wealthy Affiliate. So it is a little bit more on the more expensive side, but they really do a lot for you when it comes to fixing some things on your website, when it comes to, you know, just a lot of things that, you know, they just take a lot of work off your shoulders. So that's really helpful. So for plugins and extra like website builders on WordPress, I pay around $100 per year. And that's really it. Now, there's a couple of other tools that I also use that to me really seem essential. So first of all, like when you start creating a lot of content, right? So when you start using, you know, either like, you know, video content, especially video content, I always back it up inside of Vimeo account. So I used to use like a $50 per year kind of plan, or, you know, plans on Vimeo like changed a lot. So right now I do pay, I want to say like $250 per year on a commercial account, because they, you know, they let me know like, hey, you're using it for commercial use, so you do need to upgrade to a bigger plan. So that's kind of what I did. And it is well worth it for me personally, because I host all of my courses there. I host all of my YouTube videos there, so just in case something happens. Again, this may not be the most reliable way for you to store your content, your video content, but to me, I just know that Vimeo is going to be around for a long time, and even if something does happen, I'm still going to be able to download the videos from them. So that's just one thing. Now, the second tool that I also use that you may want to consider when you kind of like start expanding your business as well is you can also use Google Drive, and I would recommend for you to get a Google Workspace account where you get Google G Suite, like a professional email, like my email is jelena@jelenaostrovska.com. So you may want to do something like that. So I'm paying $6 per month for, the Google Workspace account that I have, and there's so many different other features that you get. And you get a Google Drive account with 30 gigabytes of storage. So, and that's in the beginning is plenty. So for only $6 a month, definitely worth it, because on top of that, I also pay for a Dropbox account that gives me 2 terabytes of space. And I believe I pay like $12 per month for that. So just something to keep in mind. Now, another tool that I use, which you may not want to use in the very beginning, really depends on how you work with your clients, whether you want to use something like Voxer for communication, or you're just going to use Facebook Messenger or iMessage. I mean, if you want to have something like kind of standard, I feel like everybody's using Slack recently, so I do use Slack, not necessarily for my clients. I mean, sometimes I do use it with clients if it's like a long-term project or something like that, but I do use it with my video editor and with my other team members, so this makes the life so much easier when everybody is there. And the reason why I do prefer Slack over anything else is for all the automations and processes. So every single time, for example, I upload a video to Google Drive, my video editor gets alerted that there's a new video, right? So even if I'm not available, for example, she's still gonna get notified. She's still gonna get notified if I upload something to ClickUp, and all the deadlines are there so everybody can see what is going on. And I still use a free Slack account, and it's been literally 5 years since I've been using Slack, and I have never really paid for it. So, but if you do want to, upgrade to a paid plan, I think it's going to be $6 per month or something like that. So it is fairly affordable. Now, and one of the most important tools that you are going to want to use, so this is going to depend on where you're at, where you incorporate your business, where you do your taxes and accounting and all that kind of stuff. I do use QuickBooks to kind of manage all the money that business makes, right? And also to manage all the expenses, because you do want to make sure that, you categorize everything correct. So, I mean, eventually you still want to get an accountant, but for me, what gets the job done right now is QuickBooks, and I pay for it right now $25 a month. Probably going to switch the plan and see like what else is out there, but it definitely is nice when it already, sees all the specific transactions and payments and all things like that. It does see that, hey, if you have an AWeber payment, monthly subscription, it sees that it's an automatic kind of thing, and it already categorizes that as a business expense, right? So look into that, so check it out. But this is something that does make the life a lot easier when it comes to filing and preparing your taxes and all your like accounts and accounting and all that kind of stuff. So there's that. And now the last but not least is ultimately taxes. So whatever you make, you always have to pay Uncle Sam. You always have to set some money aside and prepare. So definitely do not spend all your money, like don't dump everything back into makeup business or whatever else. So do be smart about your money. And that's pretty much it. So there's like so many other more tools that I'm using in my business. So I will leave a link down below for the toolkits that I have on my website that you can go and check out all the tools and products and pretty much everything else that I use in my business. But this is the set of tools that you will need in order to ultimately start your coaching business. And honestly, there's not a whole lot that you're going to need to use out of these. I kind of shared all the tools and all the resources, so you're gonna want to see and kind of see for yourself what you want to use. I will leave a link, like all the links, in the description box, so definitely check those out. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know down below into the comment section what you think, and if you enjoyed this video, definitely let me know. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and hit the bell sign to get notified every single time I publish new video content, which is every single week. And before you leave, check out these two videos right here. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.